Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We are busy building this new city into nuclear complex over here, and the infrastructure is moving along rapidly. I do think we're going to get stuck with these trains over here unless they are able to actually roll onto these tracks a little bit, which I suggest is probably not going to happen. So I might have to babysit these a little bit as we go forward. But I think what I want to do in the first instance, while we get all of this stuff, kind of all of these roads built, we will want to expand a little bit more on our district. Oh, and I just wanted to show you here. We've got these new slip lanes in here, which is I've actually thought there's a few other places we might want to use them. So basically, when a vehicle is turning right over here, it's outside of the intersection and it's not causing delay to the rest of the intersection. And if that is a heavy movement, I'm thinking that helps quite a lot. Now, obviously, we can put it into all kinds of other areas, but that's kind of the primary one that we want to deal with. I'm going to slow things down a little bit so we don't run into summer ever so quickly. So what I wanted to do is maybe this intersection here, where actually now we've got no problems whatsoever, and in all of our distribution areas here is not a big deal, but I do want to see about adding those extra ones in here. So basically, I'm going to try and add those slithers in outside of the intersection so that it effectively gives us a little bit more room. This one I might take out. I might take it all the way through the rail track. I think it'll work. I think it should work. Let's pull back on this one again. Maybe it's the angle of attack that we've got here that's a little bit of a challenge. So those guys turning left, lots of steel coming in this way. Why is that? Oh no, came out that way, going into some other directions there. So that's fine. Give me a little bit of this. Now, if we keep hugging it over here, right? I think now we might be able to run it across. Yeah, there we go. So let's run it across and we'll tie it in on this side, on the other side there. I might quickly just spend a bit of money to pay for that, to be honest. Right, so we've got that one in there. I'll do a very similar thing kind of over here. Right, can we? Here we go. If we go around the corner there. Look, we don't have to do it at high speed, right? I'm going to pay for a little bit of these things here. And then similarly, we may want to do one over there. Go around. This one is, I think we've got a bit of a funky angle here. So let's trim that one back and retry this one. We'll potentially pull it back a little bit further. Yeah, so that should be a better angle. I'm going to go... Let's keep it straight. I guess that's the issue here. The train is waiting a little bit, so let's go in there and pay for that. I guess I know what the issue is there. We're going to go and have a look at that in a minute. I don't think I can come out over on this side, but we'll give it a try. Yeah, no, I think this is 3 lanes of traffic across here. I think is the absolute maximum we can accommodate. So either we're going to leave that one as is, or we'll just do this. Okay, maybe. That's exactly what we'll do there. It's just going to be a little bit of a funkier one. Interestingly, I haven't seen a single vehicle use it. There we go. First vehicle to cut through there. And that helps things out a little bit. Obviously, we've got some train traffic here that we need to deal with as well. Oh, here comes this one. Oh, it's starting to happen. Now, let's go to where we saw this issue. And oh, it's not the one that I was expecting. So let's go over to the one that I'm actually expecting to be the problem. That one can wait because we're not doing... Oh, they're both gone. Oh, they managed to... Oh, they're... Okay, they're smarter than I thought. Look at this maneuver. Happy to report that these guys are actually doing a reasonable job to get themselves back to their originating station. I like it. Money is looking so good. Ooh, we had a 7.5 and almost 8 million in imports in March. Let's go back and have another look at that. So again, if we go to last month, which is March, and we'll have a look at the imports. Okay, this is okay because I guess the only spot where this may still happen is at the Cornoe Harbor border. Steel imports may have been rail construction. Oh, and this may have been rail construction as well. So I guess I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. What I am worried about is this number, the chemical number. So let's quickly go and have a look. That chemical number is pretty high, which indicates to me that it's a rail import. We shouldn't be importing chemicals, right? We've got a massive chemical production going on. So let's just see, where are we dropping off chemicals? So this guy is suggesting it's getting chemicals. So let's drop chemicals off the mix here, right? No more chemical imports. Let's just double check it all around, right? Yeah, all of the other plastic imports. Let's drop plastic imports as well. To these stations, definitely let's drop plastic imports. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Hopefully that fixes us a little bit better. Now, over here, we're probably going to run out of room again, so we do need to provide... Oh, I've actually cleared this out a little bit. So let's grab one more of... grab this guy as well. Yeah, let's grab this guy as well and move it in over there. And I'm kind of wondering, do we keep... Yeah, we keep building them. They are such a minor little component. Over here, we've got so much. So let's quickly do one quick check as to what we need to be auto-replacing. We are building tons of these guys, so they're okay. All of them are looking pretty good. We've got capacity of all of them. Or we've got stock of all of them. Suggesting we have stock of the... oh, there's one. There's one over there, which is okay for now. We're building these, right? What do we have here? All kinds of different vehicles and the likes. I see. I don't want to export from here because this is our stock to replace as vehicles effectively need to be replaced, and that happens all the time. We don't have any rollers. Rollers are coming online. We don't have any asphalt pavers, and I think in the queue we do have asphalt pavers, so that should be okay. So really, we are in a pretty good shape. We're not building trolley buses, which is okay. We are grabbing in an extra couple of loggers shortly. So that's okay. We'll leave them in place. We've got everything else apart from prison buses in stock and these cement guys in stock. So there are so few of them. I'm kind of tempted to not do that. Even the dry bulk one was only like one that we need. So I'm not going to do that. Water truck similarly. So I think for all the bigger ticket items, we're actually in pretty good shape. We are actually in very good shape. So I'll leave it as such, and we'll just keep replacing everything. Did we want to add? No, we've got cranes in the mix here. Okay. So we're pretty good. This is everything we kind of need for replacement and the likes. And let's go back. Just want to double check one more thing. In terms of sheer volumes, right? These and these, right? So those are the big ticket items. All of these guys are big ticket items. But I guess the bigger ones are the waste vehicles and the covered holes for distribution. And I guess we are creating them at a reasonable pace. So I'm not going to worry about that for now. We might be running out of space to add more there, but I think we're okay. We probably need to spruce this area up a little bit at some point. Let's have a quick look at all of this. All of our infrastructure here is done. We could do a little bit more with infrastructure running off into this direction. Actually, maybe we should figure out where we want to tie this road in. I'm kind of contemplating, do we tie it in? Apart from this, I really don't know where we'd be tying it in. We should be able to tie it in here fairly easily, but we'll need to deal with that a little bit more. So let's quickly do that. Let's quickly plan this out, and then we'll get to a little bit more expansion. There is room here. So we may want to just bridge through there. Okay, so if we grab ourselves some roads here, and we'll keep them nice and close together, right? So if we do that, yeah. So this may be a bit of a problem. So let's just come up to here for now. Okay, and now I think that we just need to try and drop this down a little bit. And of course, we've got nothing in the area to be able to help that situation. So what I might do is I might auto ruble this just a tad while we quickly see about leveling this out a little bit more. Something like that, right? If we level through there, okay, and now grab myself the road. Can we get the road to come up here? Not at all. Wow, it's pricey. It is pricey. We don't want to build it because that's going to build it. Okay, so let's try the other one and just want to take it up to about there as well. That's just a little bit of room. It's pricey to do this stuff. My goodness. Okay. So let's do that. We'll switch off the ruble thing there and we'll give ourselves, try and get it out to the edge there. And we'll get the neighbor in there. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're going to have to put a bridge across here. Can we? Yeah, none of that's going to work. So we'll have to go here again and find ourselves. Something like that. So if we do, oh, hang on, let's just do this one through here also. Okay, now I think let's switch this off before we start by accident building stuff that's pretty pricey here. Because this is it's a bit of a secondary thing, to be honest. Yeah, I understand that much. What are we doing? Let's go all the way up to there. And if we go all the way up to there, hopefully, that means now we can just quickly put a bridge across. I'm not sure exactly the level here. It's a little wonky. Actually, let's pull it back and get the bridge from slightly up there where the road is a little bit more appropriate. So now let's try and put a. Can we do something like a brick bridge? I don't think so, right? Yeah, so this is a bit of the level issue is a bit of an issue here. So potentially the easier one for us to do is do a bit of this. Yeah, it doesn't want to. If we look at it at the angle from this side, we should be able to see what the issue is, right? It's a little bit low here, so we're effectively bridging into that area there. So the idea would be that maybe we do this and we lift it up. So something like this, maybe. Okay, and then we do exactly the same over there. And now what we'll basically do is now we'll drop it down. To about there. Right? Yeah, so that gives us, crosses that area quite nicely, respecting the topography for the most part. I mean, yeah, for the most part. And now, because we want to keep most of this area in play, we'll go around, go up here, okay? We'll go up there, and then I'm thinking, do we want to provide, it's not going to quite work to try and get a road across there. It's too steep. Can we do a tunnel down through here? No, the tunnel is not going to work. If we go back a little bit with the tunnel, no, that's not going to work either. So yeah, it's not enough room for the tunnel component of it. We're cutting across there. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge if we wanted to do that. I'm wondering, do we do a little bit of a roundabout here and then maybe just do single roads that tie into different areas? Yeah, maybe we do that. Then we can tie it in there. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Let's do that. Let's give ourselves a little bit of a roundabout in this area. So we'll start it off like that. We'll make it nice. And yeah, maybe just something reasonably sized like about so. Right, should be okay. We'll trim back that little piece there and we'll call it a day for the roundabout. So now what we'll do is we'll bring this road in here. We'll do something like this and we'll tie it in. Yeah, like that. We'll bring this one up to about there and we'll tie it in like that. And then from here, we'll just have a road connection that goes off this way. And we could also in the future have one that tries to come in here. I'm not sure we'll be able to, though. We might be able to hug the outside and go to that side, but maybe that's the plan in the future for us. So let's do this section here, and we'll just tie that one in on that side. So if we wanted to grab our one... Yeah, that's a little bit far. Let's go back and let's try this one again. Let's redo it so we can start it a little bit closer here. We could even do it a little bit more on the into this direction, basically, so that we could do a bit of a 3-leg. Yeah, that's okay. That gives us a little bit more room. So we'll do something like this and something like that. Yeah, that's beautiful. And we'll grab this guy and we'll run it around over here. We will trim back the little pathway here just so that we can cut across there and join these two roads together and start the construction process. I guess that's the plan then. Let's activate all of that. We'll switch this off, and there we go. We can see some additional major infrastructure ready to go. Now, let's assign some construction crews to it that we typically don't use all that much. Novigrad and or the road construction, and then Cornoe Hills, Cornoe Border, Lessa, and so forth. So let's do these guys and get them assigned. Hopefully they will do the thing there. Let's complete this. Yeah, finish that off. Okay, and we can then also do the rest of this, right? It's all one way. We haven't actually done the one way in quite a while. From that side, from this side. Okay, and then back in the other direction, all the way up to there. Beautiful. So now we've got our one-ways back in place. Still do a little bit of work over there. Yeah, happy to see that that's in place. And then this guy gives you an access point to this way. Who's this? You should be waiting. Yeah, you can be waiting. That's fine. No problems. What's going on with our imports? Our imports are still looking pretty reasonable. Exports last month was beautiful. 5 million is the import number. More than 5 million becomes a problem. I think this guy keeps flickering, right? So I guess we're a little oversupplied here. Let's quickly see. So where are you getting your power from? Oh, two of them next to each other here. Yeah, and they're both a little challenging. Where are you getting your power from? I just want to see. Are we getting it from elsewhere? Maybe I run another one in here. Let's have a look. Do we have capacity? Yeah, I think we do have capacity to add another. Let me get one more power substation. We'll just go with this guy. We want to make sure that it's going to support the guys down here. So I think we'll put it in here, right? That should be quite useful. We will tie it in with a bit of a pathway like such. We will go ahead and pay for the pathway. We'll go ahead and pay for this guy as well. So build those, right? Now we just need to connect it up from on that side. I'm pretty sure that's going to be no problems. grab me a bit of a capacity section there. Can I go through here without issues? Not really. It's a bit of a pain. Can we drop that down? Can we then tie it in? Yeah, we can. And pay for that. Wow, that's 100,000. And I think once that's online, here we go. And I think that will still see a bit of flashing over here. But I guess this sorted out this issue. These guys are still heavily loaded. We still get so much flashing going on. I think it's these buildings. These buildings, I think, take up enormous issues here. You can't get electronics? No, there's electronics there, but a very, very little. So your distribution office will bring electronics, right? So we'll come back if there's an issue. Happy to report that that's okay. But anyway, I think that should be fine. Okay, so those construction items are in place. We can get Lipkapol to come and work over here, please. Lipkapol, you can extend. Ooh. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Happy for the construction to start. Happy for the construction to start. Happy to build all of this stuff. It's not like we've got any kind of real issues here. Now, what I can do though is I can continue to do a bit of one-waying here. Up there. Bring it back all the way this way. And we go one ways. Oops. All the way around. Beautiful. Similarly, we can one way up all the way over this. What? What's going on? That was an interesting one. And we'll bring it back this way. Nice. I like it. The rails are being constructed. Those are looking good. So that worked fine, right? I was worried about that, but it ended up working quite fine there. Okay, beautiful. That's good. Okay, now let's lay out a little more of this area. Not necessarily here. We don't really have the ability to serve that. But I guess, okay, that's okay. We're getting some influence over there. And I guess if I just have a quick look at who can walk where, we are picking up most of these individuals. These guys, however, can still go and work in a number of other locations. These guys, I don't think, can get to the train station. So the name of the game at the moment is get more people to work at the train station, or to get to the train station. So we've got this additional piece of infrastructure that we can build that will provide pretty reasonable access. But I am a little bit worried. We'll have power, water, and sewage, but I'm not sure we're going to have heating over here. And so for that reason, we may not want to. Oh, we can do a little bit of a layout over here that will help us out a little bit. Okay, good. So we will add some more to the mix, and I'm kind of thinking we're gonna have to stick with what we've got in terms of design of buildings. We may do a little bit more of these guys, maybe. Let's have a bit of a look. They will have access over here, so I guess a little bit in this area here, which can all get access to this. I may want to just do a bit. Okay, let's just do, before we do the upgrade there, let's trim this back. I'm thinking we're going to run this so and like so. It's okay, and we're going to do that, and we're going to batch construct all of this. And we're going to tie that one in, and we're going to pay for that as well. So that's just to kind of set the groundwork for our expansion over here. I don't want to do too funny things there. And then for this pathway, I'm going to add a little bit here for the pathway. I think the pathway needs to cut across there and do that, right? That's okay. And what I may also do, sorry, I will pay for that just because I'm going to need that as part of all of our other stuff. What I might also do is I might pay for this and pay for that. And now we're going to need, I'm just going to do two drops really. So give me, and we are using, oh, we're not using, so that's an interesting one. That's, we're kind of using the steel structure. We don't need the steel structure, but we'll do it for the sake of looking the same really. So the plan is we do, we just add it. We just add it. That's interesting. If we did this, well, let's get it pretty close if we can. And if we do, that's the steel structure on that side. Ooh, wants to go to the bottom. That's interesting. What does the bottom do? I'll do that, right? And then give me the steel structure pedestrian thing and go, oh, incline. Ooh, not a little bit, a lot. Look at that. That's extreme. Even that's extreme. Okay. We'll not do that. We're gonna go back and get rid of these guys. Try and no, cancel. My bad. Now they're there. Now I have to pay for it. Wrong button. Wrong button. My bad. Okay. Now let's go back. Let's try that one more time. Find ourselves a spot where but it's not going to be as devastatingly challenging. So let's do it. I think it has to be straight though, right? We can't have it curved like that. Let's go all the way down here. At least maybe that will look a little bit better. Angle is too sharp. Now, this stuff is very finicky. Should it be that finicky? I don't know. I don't know if it should be that finicky, but anyway, it's pretty finicky. We'll do that. Try and loop it into this direction. Now, the question here is we can't go higher with this stuff. But it seems like if we go all the way out here, we should be able to make that work, right? So now let's have a look. There we go. So that'll work. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for these items, so we have those access points in there. Now, oh, the one issue though is it's gonna be. Oh no! But it'll be tight. So let's just finish off what we've done like that. Loop that up. Similarly over here. Actually, that's pretty cool. Do something like that. Build that. So at least we've got some access points. And now the plan is for us to do a few buildings in these areas. So I think you're okay. I know I should be actually actively looking at that a little bit better. Now, let's get a few buildings in place. Let's see what we can and cannot squeeze in. So if we go with this guy, has everything it needs in this direct area. So this is about 180 workers. What is this one? This one is 500. I'm kind of tempted. Do we do one big boy over here? It'll give us quite a bit of workers in very reasonable access range. And it'll kind of be a little bit of a high waterfront area. It's kind of a travel-orientated development. I'm kind of tempted to do that. We'll do one of them over here. Right? Got the road access. All of that will work. We will tie it in with some proper pathways over here. It may actively be easier for them to walk out this way. And what we might do is we might want to tie in some of these things. So let's pay for that. I'm going to trim back these guys. And what we'll do, we will tie that there. We will add a bit of a pathway to the water tower like so, and then we may also just run this down this way so we actually continue. The citizens' happiness is too low. I want to have a quick look at where that is at. Okay, why is this 50? Drinking water. Okay, what's the issue with drinking water? We need to have a look at that straight away. Okay, so drinking water becomes a massive issue if we don't have it. Water flow. Right? Are we really getting 29? Is it only the one building? What's the issue here? Hang on. Just want to check because there were some issues many moons ago. We had some issues here with some pipe connections. So we've got 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1 in there, 2, 2, 2, 2. So it should work. Okay, that's an interesting one. So basically, this is out of water, right? It's not getting its water at all. Is this out of power? Oh, this seems to be okay. So inputs, and then outputs. So we've got 6 outputs. Which output is which output? That's output 3. This output has got no pressure. Do we know why? Why do the others have good pressure, but this one has no pressure? What is the issue here? Demolition has stopped. Why is this? Spend demolition. Why is this being demolished? Waiting for garbage disposal. What is this? Wow, this has been a problem. That must have been a problem for a while. So that is not good. Continue the construction. Fund the construction. There we go. Wow, can you believe it? Now this guy should have no other problems. Yeah, water is ready, available. Interesting that this problem only is visible now, many moons later. Interesting. Okay, don't worry about it. Let's put it out there. Okay, so we continue our construction activities here. We will need. I don't think this will be within any kind of reasonable range unless we run straight through here, and I guess that might not be appropriate. So let's give ourselves one of these guys in here. Right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna provide an access point there, which is okay. We'll fund that, and I will also fund this just so that it's ready to go. I've had too many issues with it. Not hazardous, but a couple of biologicals should be just fine. Okay, so that should be okay. This, I will pay for that, and we will get the Liverpool cruise. Do we want the Liverpool or lesser? No, I think let's get Liverpool out here to come and work on the construction of that item. So that's one big one over there. So if I look at this guy, it seems still reasonable, so we can still add, and then we'll have more power. So I guess we can look at that. What we really need to look at is this one. Yeah, we're pretty heavily drained, so I'm not sure we can really expand this area much more. We may not be able to add any more beyond that. So what I'll do is I'll have to wait for that one to be done before we get that going. This has still got a little bit of room. So I might be able to expand it over here. What else do we have? This guy has got lots of room. So maybe let's do a little bit of a slither in this area. So the idea is really that all of these guys need to be able to go and work this part of missing chemicals. Okay, let's go over and see the situation with chemical production. So what do we have? We've got significant amounts of chemicals available, but for some reason chemicals are not moving. Why do we have... Oh, imports is bringing in... Elliptical train distribution is doing what exactly? Let's just have a quick look. So it should be going to get the stuff and then bringing it to... Atomic and to Liverpool cargo station. So that's fine. What are my trains doing? Nothing, nothing, and nothing. So why is that the case? Let's just go back. Let's just go back. Do we have chemicals in here? No. We don't. We don't have the chemicals required in here. So why is this guy not going to go and fetch the chemicals? We have chemicals here? Nothing. So why not? Why aren't you going? Oh, no. That's not an issue. Why would you say you're not going to do that? Do we have a minimum count of wagons? Yes. Let's reduce that down to 1 and see if that makes any kind of difference. Yeah, there they go. That's our issue. So you're going to get chemicals and you... Oh, to the 2 different places. Okay, fine. Fine. Rather do that than not do it. Okay? It's a bit of a waste, but just go and do it. So that was the issue. Our demands are a little wonky. This guy is waiting for... oh, yeah. I know the issue is here. We need you to ignore the red light so that you can go in there. Move it in. This guy's without workers, apparently. Yeah, they're still struggling to get this bridge where it needs to go. Yeah, no workers, though. Okay. Money is looking good. Yeah, that's healthy. That's healthy. We can assign a few more things to the helicopters, I think. The helicopters don't seem to be doing too much at the moment, so let's do that. We'll get that to go. We'll get them assigned over here to help the construction activities there. We'll get them to come into these pieces as well. And also into these pieces so that we can at least make a little bit of a more aggressive start. So I think that will give us all of our primary infrastructure in place. Well, our road infrastructure in place with the rail still coming through. We need to plan a little bit more of the rail over there. Okay, let's go back and add a little bit more. So many little things that we need to have a deal with all the time. Okay, so we've got, I guess what we could do is let's expand a little bit more over here because these guys could use a little bit of support. We want something slightly smaller. I'm thinking we'll do these guys, right? So let's grab this guy. And my plan is that we will try and keep it on that angle. So we'll do one there. Then we'll flip it around and we'll do maybe one like so. And that gives us the ability to put that straight through here. So that's what we're going to do. Is that, yeah, that is lit. Can we do, oh, they don't want to do it that way. Fine. Let's do it like this. Like that. And like this. That's fine. And we will provide some connectivity over here. We'll fund the path. Why is that path not being funded? It's just weird. So that should be okay. Are you able to get access to these guys? Where are you guys getting your garbage going? These guys don't have garbage access. I love it. I like it that we are struggling with garbage access, right? Where are you going? No garbage collection for this guy. So I guess what we'll need to do is provide a bit of a extra garbage spot. Maybe we can squeeze one in here. And that should be able to provide all of these guys with some access. We can squeeze it. I'm quite comfortable with that, to be honest. I will pay for it, and I will pay for it. And what we'll need to do, what I think we'll need to do, is we'll give it a bit of an access point over there, pay for that, and then what we'll do is we'll grab new biological containers, and then we'll see where are you going. Oh, beautiful! It's picking up all of the ones we're not picking up, so that's fine. We'll leave that in place. What we'll get is we'll get Lipopol to come and do these so that we can expand that a little bit over here. Still not a lot going on in there. I'm kind of wondering about a little park in there, to be honest. We keep it like that as a park. Might be pretty cool. And all of this, actually, so we've got a lot of the green space in here as we expand. And I guess what we'll do is we'll also look at expanding over here. And maybe this time around, we'll use some of these buildings. Let's grab a couple of these guys. Again, I'm going to try and keep it on that same general angle of these buildings, right? Yeah. These are cool because they squeeze in pretty easily in these spaces. I think that's a pretty nifty little setup. What we'd be aiming at doing is maybe getting an extra pathway through here. So grab me maybe something like this. Go to there. We'll go straight down the middle here. Go into about there, and then try and get it a little bit more centered here, right? We'll do something like that. And what we'll also do is we'll tie in these guys to various locations if we can. And yes, we could run something. Yeah, I think we should. Okay, let's do a little bit of cleanup here. Okay, so we've got some stuff in here. I'm kind of wondering, do we go through here, cross the road, and then run down this side? Let's see, what do we have on this side? This guy, you know what? I might trim this back, right? And what we'll do, we'll run a little path down here. If we do that, now we're not getting road access here, which may be a bit of an issue. So potentially what we should do is let's come back here, grab ourselves a bit of a road access point to go across here, right? Tempted to do that, right? We'll do that. We'll pay for that road section there. Yeah, with these areas, I'm just trying to do a bit of work on the layout, to be honest, and then we'll get that back to go up to there. And then, of course, what we'll do is we'll tie this one in, we'll tie that one in, and then all of this stuff works. And we'll tie these in as well. Let's just get some gravel tie-in points here, like so, and pay for all of these pathways. Good stuff. So now lots of connectivity going on here. So let's get our Lipopol officers to come and do some work here. Yes, come and squeeze it in. What we might also do, we may also do a little bit of a connection straight through there and straight through here into there, and we'll pay for that just so that it's we're really taking advantage of our pedestrian walkways and things like that. Happy to see that they are being well utilized. I wanted to also do a little bit of work here to maybe give us a bit of an access around about a cul-de-sac, basically. Right? That will go. Did this. Oh, really? Let's try that again. It's never going to work. Why isn't this going to work? Why am I struggling with this? This should be easy. Just in case we needed extra kind of vehicle access for some reason. If we wanted to do that, right? And then trim it back so we get to the aggressive part of it. We want to do the same thing on this. No. We're going to do that, and we want to get back to... Oh, this one doesn't want to... This one doesn't want to play ball. Let's try this. See if this does anything for us. Pull it back. Like so. And that will work. Okay, I'm going to pay for that. I'm going to get that in there. What we might do, let's see if there's anything that we can put in here from a kind of a fountain slash thing. I know they've got some roundabout stuff. Maybe it's, I guess, minor soldier. Ooh, these are cool. I like it. Why haven't I seen them before or looked at them? Got too many. Got too many of them, that's why. Soldier, builder pedestal. Let's do builder pedestal. Ooh. I'm happy with that. So if we do builder pedestal like this. Pay for builder pedestal. Oh, it's tiny. And what I'll do is I'll add some trees around it, I guess. Some of these poplars would be good. Not a massive ring of them. Yeah, I think that's okay, right? Something like that gives us a little bit of a parky vibe here. And we won't build anything else because we'll still maybe provide the road access in here. But that can be an expanded area. Obviously, we're going to need some more facilities in here, but I guess that's just expanding what we're busy doing and able to do here. I do like the idea of expanding that park around the public theater. This is under construction, and we'll keep an eye on that because that'll probably require quite a bit of the heating capacity that we have. Keep an eye on that. This is seeing a fair bit of workers. Hopefully we're seeing a lot more over here. Everything is at least working. We've got our chemicals coming back in. We've got 25 million rubles in there, and we're again just under the 5 million mark in terms of imports. That's great. And 7.5 in terms of exports. So happily we're seeing a lot of growth going on over here. We have... Let's just have a look here. Are we... Oh, construction can continue. There's just no workers here at the moment. Yeah, construction can continue. We've got enough of that going on. The heating part is doing its thing. This is doing its thing over here. So everything is kind of moving. This construction here is taking ages to build this road, right? We're out of asphalt? That's interesting. Maybe it's just the crew that's actually working on it that's a little bit struggling with the asphalt area. A building has collapsed. Now, let's have a look at that. That is inadequate. What? Where is this? Inadequate maintenance here? What was this? This was a... Okay, well... let's fund the demolition, and then we'll restart the construction of it. That is crazy. So what are these guys doing? Why aren't they doing their job? Yeah. Oh, here we go. Why was that an issue? Just see, where do they get their Sosselgrad bus platform? There should be workers all the time. I have no idea why that was the case. I wonder, I think that was the same issue over there. It was a maintenance issue. We couldn't get maintenance to it. And of course we can still not get maintenance to it because we didn't actually fix the path here. So let's quickly get the path in place. Was that not accessible? It needs to be accessible. Let's build that. So now there's another one actually. which may be equally poor in terms of its... there we go. I'm funding it so we don't lose it. So that was the issue. It was at the risk of losing that. Okay, so that's the issue. So why was this a problem? Why didn't this guy get the maintenance from these guys? They're close by. Should have been able to do that. That is a weird one for us. Anyway, guys, we are continuing to expand things. We'll plant out some greenery and the likes over here. We will build this one and see. Hopefully, we'll get a ton of extra workers. I might assign that building straight to this tower or to the station. So we only use all of those workers in here, which will help. We'll give this a boost quite a bit over there. I might do that. The other buildings, there's plenty of other buildings that can do the workers for everything else. Happy to see everything kind of working and going on. And we're in a healthy position. Look at that. Almost 10 million in exports and just over 5 million in imports, which I'm comfortable with. That's not the end of the world. This is slowly creeping up, which worries me a little bit. We're not actively staying on top of this, so we might have to have a little bit of a look at that in the future. How are these guys going? Looking okay. Plastics are, however, trying to move along. So production here is an issue because... Oh, there's no workers. Easy. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. Slow and steady wins the race, I think. I hope, at least. I'll see you in the next episode. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Bye-bye!